want to go into how I took this trade right here, sold 5 micro lots up here, took it down, essentially down to this unfilled 15-minute buy side imbalance right at 10 a.m. as the silver bullet time window opened. So I'm going to go into everything and explain what my framework was. Going into the day I was bullish, bring up my Discord, go straight into my analysis tab. All of this is free. I can only imagine we are heading for previous week's high. Once that is met, I will reevaluate. So this is the weekly chart. We can see there's a liquidity sweep here by like 1 tick, and there's an S&T with EF. Then we've got the mean threshold of this weekly order block, and then we're respecting essentially the opening price here. We got previous week's high, change in the state. So it's only really logical that price is going to run higher this week. So if price is going to run higher, then I'm assuming Monday or Tuesday is going to form low of week. ES is showing more strength in its respect for bullish order blocks and is much closer to all-time highs. So that was the NQ chart on the 1 week. This is the ES chart on the 1 week as well. So as you can see, it's way more respectful of that opening price of the order block. It's only tapped down into mean threshold like once, and then it was the stronger asset creating the higher low for the SMT. And then the previous week's high on ES is also its all-time high, whereas with Nasdaq you got the high up here. This is kind of bullish to me, and then I look at ES and I think, okay, yeah, we're definitely bullish because ES is extremely, respecting bullish order flow. So then I go down to the 1 day Nasdaq daily levels. So what I was looking at yesterday, here we were. And it might be a bit messy, but these are just quadrants of this gap. So 1 day FVG high, 1 day FVG low, and then these are the quadrants, right? This was where we were trading at before market open, and I was looking at this premium wick. I expected a daily closure above that, and I expected this up close candle to act as a breaker, this down close candle also being an order block. So essentially just this area of price to support, which is all inside the upper quadrant of that IFVG. And then if you look down here, we've got an immediate rebalance. So I've got this hyper bullish idea where I kind of expect a trend day. We've already got a lower wick that tapped right into the upper quadrant. I don't think any of this needs to be met again because it's printing through this breaker, through this order block, through the upper quadrant of this inversion fair value gap. And look, we've done a lot of work in this inversion fair value gap before we took out the liquidity to come back up. So I just expected speed. If this were on the 1 minute chart, this would just be, I'd be saying it's got to run now, it's got to run to my target now, otherwise, it's high resistance. So bullish on the day. Looking at how we traded through the daily IFVG last week, we first created an SMT at the lows, then printed through a bullish breaker, left an immediate rebalance at the IFVG lower quadrant, and are now reacting off the upper quadrant. I don't see a need for price to drop below the upper quadrant of the daily IFVG, as we have already done the work inside the breaker, and we have now got a breaker, IFVG, and an order block supporting price as it heads to previous day's high, all after an immediate rebalance, which is a strong sign of bullishness. ICT says if you see immediate rebalance and you're bullish, or if it's in the direction that you favor, you don't take partials. Essentially what that means is just you should expect low resistance, fast spooling towards your targets. So that's what I was expecting on the 1 day chart. I had ideas for longs here, so this is my OPL model, and you should all know how I view price after I found my bias and I come into the 15-minute. This was equilibrium of the dealing range we were in, and I said if we can come down here, then yeah, that would be great for longs, right? And then this is the same idea, but these are the new day opening gaps, the purple lines are the event horizons, so it lined up pretty good. So that would have been my ultimate amazing perfect highest probability scenario. You can see in this dealing range it would have come down and rebalanced, right? That would have been great. We didn't get that at all. What we got essentially was price just kept running, right? As price kept running up, I realized we're at trend day conditions. Let me find midnight open for you right there. Yeah, there's midnight open, and if we get 8:30 open was roughly in the same place right there, so there's no point putting it on. So there's our opening prices, and typically one of the easiest signs of a trend day for me is if London session, which starts at 2, spends very little time below midnight open, and then instead of actually dropping below, it creates a optimal trade entry. So this zone here is your optimal trade entry. Then again at 8 o'clock comes down in and then responds off of it, changing the state, and then shoots higher. And all of this lines up with our daily levels as well. I immediately recognized that we're in a trend day, and I thought, okay, so I can't long, right? My model says that I need to long below the opening prices and below the session liquidity, and short above the opening prices and above the session liquidity. So in a trend day, I either find a reasonable spot to long, which would be like a silver bullet entry, or I take a short scalp short, right? If I come into here, So I'm watching price run up this whole time, and I always mark out the first presentation. So 9:30 is here. First fair value gap we get is this one here. And I'm seeing nothing, right? So price is running up, and it's also no news Monday, so I have to wait for the macro. The macro begins. So on no news days, you want to rely heavily on macros. That's just sort of one of the best ways to stay safe. And if you know how to spot high resistance and low resistance liquidity, then you'll be solid. So for instance, all of this, very high resistance, candle body sharing a lot of the same range. So I'm waiting for the macro. I've marked out this gap. Okay, it comes down, comes back through it. I'm not taking anything, right? I'm not bothered with anything whatsoever. What I want to see, because we're way too high up, right, for me to go long. So if I want to take a scalp short, I want to see a displacement lower inside the macro. I want to use the 10 a.m. open because now I'm trading silver bullet. So I want to use a 10 a.m. open, which is here, right? And so I want to see a power of 3, accumulate, manipulate, and then distribute. So what did I do? 10 o'clock here, right before 10 o'clock, which inside the macro, you get this sell side imbalance. Price displaces down here. Now, not only is there this sell side imbalance, and we get 10 o'clock open, so I'm expecting price to go above 10 o'clock, but not only is there the sell side imbalance, also got this down close candle, this swing low, swing high, lower low. That candle there is a bearish breaker, like that. So there's a unicorn setup right there. That's essentially what I use to go short, and my targets were pretty simple, right? So these relatively equal lows here. Then we got the first presentation for value gap. We do have this low here, which it wasn't met. But then if we go into the highest time frames on the 15-minute, that same low is the top of a unfilled 15-minute sell side imbalance. So to me, in a trend day, and it did end up not actually being that strong of a trend day, but to me, I'm expecting it to rebalance here and then keep going up. And I'm only trying to take one trade in the day. So I'm expecting it to rebalance down here. And if I can get short up here, take profit here, and I'm done for the day. And that's exactly what I did. Now I'm going to go over some of the things that were an issue with this trade. So as you can see, I sold 4 at 8:39, and 8:39 is here, right? So I sold below 10 a.m. open. First of all, there's high resistance liquidity, so you should expect a retracement. Second of all, you need it. You need to wait for it to go up into your sell side imbalance. You need to wait for it to tap into the low of your breaker. And both of those PD arrays, those layered PD arrays, were above 10 a.m. open. So really, I should have at least sold up here. I sold another one as it tapped into here with a limit order. And honestly, this is the part where the trade was scary, is that I had my stop here. My take profit was here, like that. Pretty much a one-to-one trade. I had my stop here. And I was sure, like you can imagine, when this wick was a thick candle body, I was certain, absolutely certain that I was going to get stopped. And typically, I would close the trade early, but not this time. I allowed it to play out. I thought, what use is it closing the trade early? Just let it be and learn from it. And then what we get is we get this closure below the midpoint again, knocking its head up on the consequent encroachment. Closure again, change in the state. Then this is a breaker, and then it's below 10 a.m. open, closure below, knocking its head, and at this point, I'm fine. I move my stop up to here, down to here, and I just let it run. So for a no news Monday, and for going against the draw on liquidity and the bias, this was a surefire trade, and I was very, very happy with it. Now, there was also on the 15-minute here, this was the target, right? I originally expected 10 a.m. open to come down here and then come up and take this out. It still hasn't yet taken this out, so I'm looking at this level today. But had the price taken this out and then given me that setup, I would have been very, very, very confident in holding a runner down to all of this, and the regular trading hours midpoint was around about here. But unfortunately, it left the liquidity, and it's just been generating buy side liquidity ever since. So that's a level that I'll be looking at today. But yeah, that's the trade recap. That's it. That's what I did, and I made $200 across 2 accounts. So if we come on to here, this is a fresh account, made $200, and then here, $200. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. If you want any access to these analysis charts, I do it every single morning. Like this is from today. If you want to see me show my trades, you'll see other people share their trades. So we got this guy here. He shares his trades. And if you want to see the scrandrew Tate I've been eating, I like eggs. Yeah, it's a nice little community. There's barely anyone in it, and we do live trading. We do trade analysis. I show my journal, and there's a lot to learn. A lot to learn. DM me, links in the description. But if it doesn't work, just DM me on Instagram or TikTok.